Hello Aries, welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Thank you for coming back. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is a general reading. I'm taking a departure from my normal way of reading. I have time and internet challenges at the moment while I'm moving around, so I'm just going to do a quick overview of the three main areas in your life going forward, and let's just see how things play out for you. So general reading, so not all elements will apply to you. It could apply to somebody that you're in contact with at this time, or somebody you're interacting with. So see how it plays out for you. But please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, and and then if you have influences in your birth chart which is associated with another sign that you sometimes read up on for more insights, then you can cross watch to my other videos and see what comes out there for you. So the three main areas that are coming up for you, Aries, this month is fourth house, which is the house of home and family; fifth house, which is the house of creativity, love affairs, children, your brand, how what it is that you're creative with, and it's also the house of recreational activities of all sorts, and that can even be pleasurable activities which are associated with love affairs and so on. And the third influence is third house, which is everything to do with communication, so messages in, messages out, but it's also it can also be about documents and contracts, and various things that are happening, but it's all about communication, words, everything to do with words and how you express yourself, and this can be verbal, written, even body language. So what I did was I drew 3 cards just from the general astrological influences the houses concerned, and then some basic guidance from the goddesses to do with these specifics. So for the fourth house, this is to do with your actual physical home, and it's also to do with your relationship with your family history, your ancestry, your roots, your ethnic identity, your foundation, where you've come from, anything to do with that. So it could be that, but it's also within your home. It can also be the atmosphere in the home and the people in your home as well. So that's your fourth house. Saturn return age. So this is a feeling of you could be older and things are returning around now for you to look at again. So it's a returning cycle, or it could be that you are just feeling a bit more mature and having gone through a few difficulties or upheavals, and now you're looking at things very carefully. So Saturn return age is always about wisdom and about understanding and applying that to your current circumstances. So this is to do with your home and to do with your family, your roots, and your relationship with that. So you could be feeling that you have a few restrictions at this time. Perhaps you're going through upheavals, but you could be feeling a bit restricted or a bit limited, which is what Saturn can do. But it's also for growth. But with a return, it implies that this is you looking back with hindsight or with retrospect and thinking to yourself, have I left this too late, or is it too late to be doing this, or have I not done enough in my life? I should be further ahead than where I am currently. That's how you feel sometimes with Saturn return. But it can also be quite liberating, because what you do is you look back at your life and you see what is going on in the fourth house, your house, your home, and your family relationships and so on. Where can you improve on this, and what could you have done, or what should you have done, or what would you like to do? And so then you redirect your energies. So it's a kind of a release and a redirect. It's a form of correction. But it's looking back, but you don't want to live in the past. You're just going to look back to draw the wisdom and the understanding from that, because where you were a year ago, where you were living a year ago, what went down a year ago is going to be different to where you are now. All of us are changing rapidly, so this can just be a sort of a very realistic look at everything in this house, and trying to make the best of it, to move yourself forward. It's taking stock, this card is, and also taking responsibility for your own goals and your own dreams. Perhaps you've had a family home and now you're downsizing, and there's a lot to take in about what you don't need, what you do need, and what you want to take with you. The goddess guidance for this house with the Saturn influence is Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So it's just reiterating. Saturn can be about boundaries as well, about limitations and about restrictions and so on. So this is saying to you possibly that what you need to do is to be careful with your energy at this time in this area, the house and home, and your relationship with your family. Just put your boundaries in place, maintain them, and don't allow others to take advantage of you or to take advantage of your time. But it really is about monitoring your energy and having, if you perhaps do have to take corrective action with someone else in your home or in some way, then you can do that. But it is about maintaining boundaries. Perhaps you're living with others, and it can be very difficult at times to do that. So it's about adjusting your circumstances, but keeping your boundaries in place. Then the other focus area is the 5th house. It's the house of creativity. It's the house of children, whether they're your children or somebody else's children that you're associated with. It's the house of love affairs. And it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So this can be sports or handcrafts or any kind of activity that you like to do. Anything that's recreational, pleasurable, and fun, outgoing. It can also be a risk-taking house, so to do with gambling, which is an activity, and also to do with perhaps the stock exchange or stock market and tracking that. So the guidance from the rest of the astrology is Mars force. So in this 5th house, it's asking you to apply action now. There's something that perhaps you need to do in this house, either to take action with your children or to take action on an activity that you want to do, or take action in some creative endeavor that you're busy with or you would like to bring more creativity into your life. We all use creativity. Not all of us are artistic, but we are all creative in our ways, in the way we project ourselves, the way we express ourselves, the way we do things, the way we say things, the way we dress your home. There's lots of ways you can use your creativity. So it's asking you to take action on something in this house at the moment. It could even be a love affair. To change it up, to make it more creative, to make it more pleasurable, more fun. There's lots of ways you can bring that in, but it's certainly a very passionate card that's going to be coming in for you. Lots of passion, lots of action, and you may have to take the lead in this relationship as well. It really is a very passionate card, but it's disciplined and directed action. So it's measured action that you need to be taking, but you need to change things up, make things a bit more creative. It could be to do with your children, as I said. Perhaps they are, and because it's your 5th house, to do with children. Perhaps they're needing some guidance, or some action is required there to do with your children, or they are needing to take action in some way. But the guidance from the goddesses is that express yourself through creative activity, Sarasvati, the arts. So what this is saying is to use your creativity at this time, or to direct your children to do so. So it's about tapping into all different levels of creativity. As I said, that could be music, it could be dance, it could be on the stage, it could be actual artistic endeavors, or any kind of artistic activity. It could be a handcraft or homemade things where you are directing your creativity. It could be baking, but any kind of creative activity. It's saying find an outlet for that at this time. Take action, find an outlet on it. Perhaps it's a new form of career for you, but it's a very good form of expression, and that is going to assist you. It's going to bring in fresh energy for you at this time. So don't forget to take action at this time, and put your passions into something that perhaps you like to do, or you would like to do at this time. Then in the final influence at this time is 3rd house. This is all forms of communication. It's everything to do with the way you express yourself, but it's also giving and receiving messages or information. It's the house of short trips as well, short journeys. It's also the house of communication with certain family members. So this can be aunts, uncles, cousins, general relatives, siblings. Also neighbors may come in. So you may be having interactions there, but it also governs contracts and documents of all kinds. So you may be receiving a contract or be going after some kind of initiative, which is document signing and so on. and that it may be coming in for you in the third house. It could be a local trip that you're going on. But the air element card that's coming in for you is all about communication again. So it's literally falling in its own house. It is an air element. Third house is governed by Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. The air element encompasses all the air qualities, which is predominant in all the air signs. So that's Gemini, Aquarius, and also Libra. So it's bringing in all of those elements in for you. But this is very much a card of manifestation. So what I feel this is saying to you at this time is, if you're wanting a good outcome, which Lakshmi does bring you, Lakshmi is bright future, very abundant card coming in for you. What it's saying is that what you think and what you say is going to be very important at this time. So you're manifesting by what you think and by what you say. So make sure it's all positive. Positive thoughts, positive self-talk, positive talk to others, positive talk about any aspect of your life, whether it's your career or your home or your family or your creative activities or to do with a love affair, anything to do with that. Positive communication at all times, positive thoughts. Make sure that you are projecting that outwards at all times. But this card can also be about technology coming in for you. You may have to grasp new forms of technology, or you may be using technology to get messages out to do with what you want to say or how you're communicating at this time. So it's a manifestation card, it's a communication card, it's a technology card, it's a learning card as well. It can also indicate travel, going to mountainous areas. So you may be going for a short trip somewhere as well, locally, because third house is normally local, or just a short trip nearby. But it's all about communication, and you may also be receiving a very, very important communication at this time. This could be to do with career or some other initiative that you're busy with, or just something that you're waiting to know about. It could be to do with your home. Perhaps you are purchasing a new home, or you're changing homes and you're just waiting for this communication to come in about that, documents and so on. So that's covered by the third house. So you may be waiting for something to come in so that you can take action on it. But what you say is going to be very important, your words, how you express yourself and so on. And what Lakshmi is saying to you is not to worry. That whatever is the outcome from this, your positive thoughts, your positive intentions, your positive words, and how you're directing that into your third house, it just says stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. So when you follow this advice and follow your positive thoughts and expressions, then you can be moving forward to a bright future. But I do feel it's also possibly to do with you receiving some kind of communication or a contract which is going to move you forward somehow. It could also be to do with a home. Perhaps you're just going through a difficult time at the moment, and that will eventually change, because after Saturn comes always Jupiter, and Jupiter brings abundance. So I do feel that things are going to get better, they're going to improve, and whatever you're waiting for, it's looking good with Lakshmi. Lakshmi is a beautiful card, very abundant card. The elephants symbolize abundance and strength, but it's a beautiful card, and she brings a beautiful energy in, always for upliftment and obviously not to worry. So it's looking good in that respect. So you may be just going through a few tough times at this time in your home, or you're reassessing things about what it is, what direction you really want to move in, and what is going to be right for you. That is very much Saturn. What is going to be right for you? What is going to be your most solid foundation going forward? And that will move you forward in your home life, and then in your house of your fifth house, creativity, children, love affairs, and also activities, and then also in your house of communication. Overall, you've got Rhiannon, Sorceress. This is bottom of the deck for the Goddess cards. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality, and I feel this is what this air element card is all about. It's the manifestation. So make sure you think positive, you act positive, you talk positive to yourself and to others, and you will manifest this future for yourself, because with Rhiannon being the sorceress, you've got that ability already. Another air element card. This is the bottom of the other deck. And this is Gemini. I think, again, all about communication, all about manifestation, all about curiosity, about learning things, technology, moving forward. It's also the Lover's card in this deck. It corresponds to the Lover's card. You could be having a relationship or a love affair coming in for you. That's also showing up here. But communication is going to be very important to do with this love affair or this arrangement that you're going to be having. But it's also about quick thinking, using your wit, and just being curious about everything that's going on around you. I hope you enjoyed that. Very quick check-in until I can get back to other schedules. But I may continue with this format for a while and just see how things go. But I hope you have a wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and share or like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Take care.